Browns 0-8 at home. Just sad.
I haven't heard you this down since Taki Brown got fired. It's a game that we were in, and it's a game that we just don't finish.
I don't want to watch anymore.
Why? Why does it happen? I'm so sick of watching those plays.
0-16.
I definitely do not want to watch this all 22.
That's up and down to me. That looks like dysfunction. Surviving the Season, episode 18 of Season 3. This is officially why we call this podcast Surviving the Season, because this shit is so difficult to dig through. Here we are again, another loss of a game we had a shot at, and I could just complain forever, but let me introduce Greg. He's here.
Yo, how's your day going, sir?
This is very close to my last podcast. I might just quit.
How dare you quit? How would you quit these people when they need you the most? It's a loser mentality. What are you got Browns blood in you or something? Here's the thing. Like, we go into this game, we didn't think we had a chance to win. Let's be honest. We lost Josh Gordon. We actually play our ass off on defense once again. The offense doesn't show up. We have the number one pick sitting on the bench over there. And our kicker misses how many field goals today, including extra points, and we lose the game. A game that we probably really had no business in the first place. I mean, this was the most Brownsy of weekends. They don't get any Brownsier in this one, do they?
No, it doesn't. Let's start with Saturday. Josh Gordon shows up to the facility. Apparently he's got a hurt hamstring. The team just decides, all right, fuck it, we're done. We're out. Cut him.
See ya.
Okay, interesting.
Where are you at with that? How do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, we actually had a real story out of anybody at the fucking facility, we could we may have done like a podcast yesterday. You can't do an emergency podcast if we don't have all the info. And this is what they've done to us all off season with Josh Gordon. Well, we're just gonna, respect his privacy and all this bullshit that, he had this scheduled maintenance from the NFL right in the middle of training camp. And then we were already asking questions. Something's wrong here. Then he comes back. Oh, he hurt his hamstring. Oh, now it comes out. Well, maybe he was fucked up in the morning. Nobody knows what's going on with this kid. Nobody knows what's coming out of the organization because the organization is trash.
Yeah, but how do you really feel about it? Well, here's the thing. Like you said, we took a lot of heat because we've said for how many years now, since the day one, when Josh Gordon got cut or got suspended all the way back 2 years ago. Like, at some point, you just got to cut ties with this guy. You're waiting around. You're setting up everything around Josh Gordon. He's done nothing to respect the team, to respect the other players on the team, to respect the organization, to respect the fans for that matter. He's turned his back on everybody. And we can sit there and go, oh, addiction, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Like, if he's got a problem, then he shouldn't be worrying about playing football. Go take care of your problem, dude. Like, it's enough already. If that's not the problem, then show your ass up to work and go to work and be a good teammate. It's enough of this. I'm late. No, well, I have this thing going on over here. I got to get maintenance over here, and I'm going to be running behind. Oh, I hurt my hamstring maybe at a promotional shoot. It's always something with this dude. It's never just show up to work on time like 99.9% of the other Americans out here, bust your ass, and get a paycheck at the end of the week. That's not the way it works with Josh Gordon. Yeah. It's constantly something that's going wrong. And honestly, I'm happy that it's over. I'm happy that we've just cut ties with it. If he's not going to come in and respect, everybody, like I said, the team organization, then be done with it already. So good riddance, Josh Gordon. I hope your life works out for you, but I'm not sad to see you go.
The Browns have an addiction to Josh Gordon that they've had pretty much running for 6 years because he's so fucking good. So the second that they were like, well, we can get him. Pete Smith sat here with us last year when we were talking about Josh Gordon coming back at week 10, and Pete said on the show, I would not bring him back. I would bring him back to the team, but he wouldn't play. The Browns couldn't wait to play him for that San Diego game. They started him.
Hugh's not about entitlement, though, Adam.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, he just nailed it. Like, bring the kid back to the team and then see what happens. But the second that this kid didn't show up to training camp, and our alarm bells were ringing, and then everyone told us, don't worry about it. This is what's supposed to happen. Here we are. 1 week in, he gets a couple targets in week 1. Maybe he's upset about that. He's got hamstring issue or whatever. And then the week goes by. He's not even on the injury list, pops up on the injury list on Saturday. And then the team is disrespecting the media. The team will not say anything. So we really don't know what the story is.
Respecting his privacy. We've been respecting his privacy now for 6 years.
What other player gets this kind of treatment? You're good. I get it. So at some point, though, we've got to, and maybe this is finally where we can just go, all right, you're cut or you're traded. Apparently, we're going to cut him Monday, but now we might trade him. The whole organization from top to bottom is so shitty and so dysfunctional all the time that we never know what's happening. No other teams work like this. It's crazy.
Dude, as soon as the season starts ramping up, something inevitably that didn't work out for some reason. Inevitably does not work out. Callaway gets busted with his weed in his car. A guy gets federal indictment. That just happens on a regular Tuesday for the Browns. Josh Gordon doesn't show up, pulls his hamstring at a promotional gig or whatever the heck the rumor is. Yeah, you're right. It's just nonstop. There's always something there, and that's why you have to rid yourself of these kinds of players, these troublemakers. If you have one or two guys that had some incidents in their career before, look, I get it. Like, you have to have talented players. But, dude, this guy, for 6 years, like you said, it goes from one organization to one head front office to the next. Oh, we're going to turn Josh Gordon around. Everybody thinks they can turn Josh Gordon around. He's back on the straight and narrow this time, and it's like a high school kid that's getting one over on his parents over and over and over and over, and they keep falling for it. And he keeps going, I'll be there when you need me, and you keep falling for it, and then finally you just put your foot down and go, that's enough.
Right. Take
your shit and get the hell out. So I'm happy that they finally got there. Take your shit, Josh Gordon. Get the fuck out. Go wherever the hell you want to go. Actually, wherever we're trading you to. And great. If you do good, great. I just do not care because it's not worth the headache. The talent, all the talent in the world doesn't matter if you're not a teammate.
Yeah, that's fair. It's just, the addiction, Hugh Jackson giving this fucker a nickname. And
Big Fish?
Yeah.
How about this, dude?
The
How about the fact
nickname?
he calls him the Big Fish. Meanwhile, when this all is all said and done, it'll be Hugh that will be sleeping with the fishes, his career, when it's all said and done. The Big Fish. Big Fish is in the building.
Well, yeah, the Big Fish is fucking Hugh right now because Hugh has probably done more to damage himself trying to stamp for this dude than anybody. But I mean, I get it. He's good. If he's on the field, he's an asset. But
I don't get it dealing with it for this long though. It's like this is not hard to predict. We kept saying it over and over.
Yeah.
We know
we're all surprised.
This is going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing to be surprised about here. It's nothing to feel bad about. Like, we knew this was going to happen. This is why we kept saying anything you get from Josh Gordon is a bonus. That's why you go draft players that are actually going to do something. Now I look at this wide receiver room, and when we had Jake Burns on, he said we're a beer and a broken hand away from being not having any good wide receivers. And now we're down to Jarvis Landry, Antonio Callaway, who has a nice catch today, Higgins, who can do some things, but we're limited. We have one guy that can stretch the field, one goddamn player on the whole team that can stretch the field.
Yeah.
And we started off with what we thought was going to be, what were they saying? Best wide receiver core in the league.
Yeah. Oh, this wide receiver room's going to wreck the league to take some Johnny Manziel bullshit. Another fucker that didn't want to play. Let's get into the game. We could.
All right.
I mean, I don't know how much we can talk about Josh Gordon.
It's enough already.
Yeah. None of us should be excited about this. None of us should be surprised. He's gone now. And if we get an asset back, good. But if we don't, fuck it. Okay? That's it. This organization doesn't deserve anything back from him, to be honest with you.
Yep. So let's after that, everybody's down. Let's lift everybody's spirits and talk about this wonderful game that happened today.
Well, that's a good point, because Josh Gordon happened on Saturday. A lot of it came out last night that he was going to be cut. And it basically went from 10-point underdogs and we're going to get beat to the season's over. Because Gordon isn't going to be here. And I was there. I thought by halftime we might be talking about next year's draft, and the Browns actually, the defense actually showed up. The offense, on the other hand, is dismal.
Terrible.
So we can start going through it if you want a little bit.
Just to get into some of the key drives. Did we get the ball first today? We did.
Yeah.
And what do we do? 3 and out, quick 3 and out right away. Then we punt, of course. New Orleans gets the ball. It was Michael Thomas on 3rd and 2. He fumbled the ball, and you recall Demarius Randall with the recovery, making big plays. Demarius Randall's he seems to be a turnover creator. 2
fumble recoveries on the day. He's not listed on. Did he get 2 fumble recoveries?
I thought I saw 1. I'm looking at 1 right now.
I thought he recovered the second fumble.
It says Mitchell.
Okay. I thought Mitchell caused it and Randall picked it up, but whatever.
Well, this could be wrong.
Randall was in the play. I am also on ESPN stats. Randall was in the play. 2 fumble recoveries. He almost picked off a pass.
Yes.
Kids around the ball.
Yes, and he's always hurt. Man, his knee must be really bothering him. That's why he had the second opinion on the knee. If you see him, and I know it's his neck and shoulder or something also today.
Yeah.
But he was grabbing that knee. He's hobbling around, man. So he's really gritting his teeth and fighting hard for the team. Unlike Josh Gordon.
Yeah,
but,
let's gut it out, man. Let's fucking get in there. And my knee hurts, my shoulder hurts. Well, fuck it. I gotta be out there to try to create turnovers, and I gotta be part of this team if we're gonna get some wins. Randall gets a game ball or whatever the fuck you guys want to call it. That really do good.
He gets a sticker. That's what they give my 5-year-old.
Sticker on his helmet.
All right, so we picked up the ball at the 47-yard line, and then we actually this is not a big play, but it was a hide screen for 7 yards. We've talked about it was probably the first screen that's actually worked this year, so I wrote it down just to remember.
I also circled it like, a successful screen pass on first down.
Yeah, and then they ran the reverse with Callaway. This one worked. This one actually went for 15 yards, and that put them into field goal position. They sputtered there, and they had to settle for a 39-yard field goal. But that reverse worked for Callaway, 15 yards there. And if you recall, at the end of the game there, we took an 8-yard loss on just a terrible executed play there.
You did mention the 39-yard field goal. I want to also mention that one was made. I know there's not many made today, but that one went in. So we were up 3-0.
He still, I can't remember if it was that one or the second one, but one of them he pulled to the left as well. It almost missed. So then New Orleans started their drive from the 25, and then they worked their way down the field with a bunch of short passes, and they really started getting it going for the first time. They had Kamara with 10 yards, and he broke 2 tackles. I think it was Collins. There was another guy. Kamara, man, he just runs hard. He just won't go down. Traquan Smith, the rookie who we covered, a Central Florida guy, had an 18-yarder. And then they finally took a shot at the end of that drive. Austin Carr was in the end zone, and they called a pass interference on TJ Carey, which was a close call. And I mean, I see why they call it. A lot of times those can go either way there. I don't know if you had something on that.
No, Carey played it well. He never really turned his head around. I mean, he probably could have picked off the pass, but it was a little underthrown. Garrett was literally strangled from his spot.
On that same play?
On that same play. Garrett didn't have the greatest of days, but he did provide pressure at a couple spots. I think when we dig in, Ogunjobi had 2 sacks. I think Garrett's going to be a part of those.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, he he's such a nuisance that you have to game plan for him. You're going to have
overloading
chip.
To his
yeah,
side.
yeah, exactly. So you're right. When we go back and watch the all 22, we'll get a better look at that. But still on that drive, so that took it down to the 2-yard line, and then Kamara takes it in on 3rd down and goal from the 2 on I believe it was a toss play, but there was a holding call. And they had to push him back to the 12-yard line, and they settled for 3. So they kicked a field goal there. It was 3-3.
3-3.
And early in the second quarter, we'll move ahead a little bit. Ted Ginn catches a 3-yard pass, and this is where Terrence Mitchell caused the fumble. Maybe it was Demarius Randall that recovered it. Maybe it was Terrence Mitchell, but that was the second fumble recovery there that you were talking about.
Yeah, that gave us a short field. We were on the Saints 46.
Yep, and it was just 3 plays later, we had a 4th down and 1, and that was when they gave the ball to Duke on short yardage. So you bring in Nick Chubb, okay, and you got Carlos Hyde, and I get maybe they were trying to make it look like they have they're going with a pass look or something, but Carlos Hyde, Nick Chubb would be your short yardage guys, not Duke Johnson.
Yeah,
that's the only issue there, is that it's a personnel issue. He obviously couldn't pick it up, and it was a turnover on downs. So the Saints took over on the 37-yard line there, and they immediately hit Michael Thomas for 23 yards, Kamara for 14, deep into the Browns territory. It was 3rd and 7 when Ogunjobi sacked Drew Brees. Ogunjobi, like you said, had 2 sacks. He actually had a 3rd sack, but there was a penalty on it. And Brees took an 11-yard loss there that turned a 33-yard field goal into a 44, which the Saints kicker, what's his name? I don't have it here. Missed it.
A fucking kicker, Will Lutz. Yeah.
Kicker. Who cares? Who cares what his name is? Yeah. He's a fucking kicker.
Missed it.
And he missed it. So, maybe without that 11-yard loss there, that might be a field goal that they make, and we don't even have a opportunity there at the end. You never know.
Ogunjobi, huge on 3rd down with the 3rd sack. That was also on 3rd down. He's credited with 2 because there was an illegal contact on that 3rd one. But all those were on 3rd down. Huge day by Ogunjobi. Nice work.
Yep. So let's get to... Yeah. What's that? I'm sorry.
So it was 3-3. Browns took over on their own 34.
Yeah, and then you hit Fells for 8, Landry for 14, Landry for 22. So some nice little. We got the ball moving here for a little bit, and then we stalled out, and we had to settle for another 39-yard field goal,
which, by the way, went in.
Yeah, we stalled out when Higgins, they threw that wide receiver screen to Higgins, and nobody even touched the guy. He got absolutely lit up, which was -3, -3 on that play. And that set us back. So every time, that's what it is. If we're good on 1st and 2nd down, early down success rate, if we're good with those, and that goes for all teams across the league, we seem to be able to move the ball. But, man, when we get stuck in these run for 2 yards, and pass incomplete, we seem to be going 3 and out all the time, or taking these big losses and early downs. You just cannot get behind the sticks with Tyrod. He just refuses to, push the ball down like what we would get with Mayfield. So at the end of all that, we go into halftime at 6-3. So we're feeling somewhat good at halftime. I mean, we're not doing anything offensively. I was thinking, good Lord, I can go the rest of my life without watching Tyrod play quarterback again, to be honest.
Yeah, I have some halftime stats here. We had 4 first downs. We were 1 of 6 on 3rd down. And I can dig through those if you want.
The 1 of 6?
Yeah. And the first drive, 3rd and 4, they ran a Duke sweep for 2. Second drive, 3rd and 8, they ran a Duke screen for 1. Third drive, we had 3rd and 6. They hit Higgins for 7. That was the only one they picked up for the half.
That was our longest pass at half, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No. Until that drive where he hit Landry for 20. Yeah. It was the longest pass until 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
Took a sack on 3rd down, 3rd and 2 incomplete, which became the 4th and 2 Duke for nothing, and then a 3rd and 10, just a check down into Njoku, who was not going to pick up the first down even if he caught it. That went for 0. He may have caught it. So 1 for 6 on 3rd down. 0 for 1 on 4th down is just not going to cut it in this league. We had 106 yards at half. We had 65 passing yards and 41 rushing yards.
Yeah, and if you look at Tyrod's numbers, you go, oh, he's 10 of 11. Must be doing good. But 66 yards.
Right.
So, okay, well,
super conservative. And sort of the game plan sort of worked, I guess. You're up 6-3, but you had also caused 2 turnovers.
I just don't look at it that way. You're lucky. First of all, you got a couple fumbles, okay, which are completely random.
Yeah.
You have a 50% chance of jumping on those. It's the way it works. It's a coin flip. You get lucky, you jump on both of them. I don't want to think like that. Like last week, people were just saying, "Oh, well, I'm just happy to tie. We shouldn't have been playing with the Steelers." No, we should be winning these games. You're being set up by your defense, and you're not executing as an offense. There's no excuses for that. They have to take the blame and go back to work and figure this thing out. The defense is playing their asses off, and the offense is letting them down over and over and over.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't. It's not acceptable, and you can't accept that as a fan. You can't just go, well, we shouldn't have beat the Saints, so it is what it is, and let's just be happy with it. No, forget that, man. These guys have enough talent on this team to win now. They do. It's in my opinion, it's time for that. We got to win these fucking games.
Yeah. Let's go to the second half because this is a little bit interesting.
Yeah. So after,
the Saints,
do you want me to start off?
Yeah, the Saints are going to start with the ball.
Yeah, they went 3 and out.
3 and out.
Real quick.
Awesome.
So, yeah, they got nothing going there. So we get the ball back on the 21-yard line, and Callaway drew a big pass interference. I believe it was 2nd down and 6 from Lattimore, which moved us 17 yards, which is a pretty solid play there. There was 3rd down and 6 at the Cleveland 46 where Tyrod, there was a design QB run, which is a pretty solid call, especially with Tyrod back there, and he picked up 8. He took probably a harder shot than what the coaching staff would have wanted because Alex Okafor actually lit him up. But, yeah, that was one of the 3rd down plays there.
Yeah, we actually converted 4 third downs in that first drive. So go ahead and take us through that rest of that drive.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 at the New Orleans 40. Callaway caught the clear out slant for 18 yards, and then a 3rd down and 5 from New Orleans 17. Tyrod threw it up to Duke, and he got the pass interference against Patrick Robinson, which took the ball down to the New Orleans 1. And on 3rd down and goal, it was a toss play to Hyde. Where are you at with Hyde?
No, I mean, nothing exciting here.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be a workhorse for this year, and I'm not sure much more than that, Yeah,
I feel like when Chubb gets up to speed, Chubb's a better runner.
Yeah, totally agree. Hyde's here to sort of transition to Chubb. The way I see this organization right now, I'm totally happy for Hyde to take 16 carries that Chubb doesn't have to take.
All right, so this is sort of a red shirt year where he can Chubb's going to get some carries, but he's not going to get a major workload. Let Hyde ruin his body is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what you're paying him for.
Yeah,
that's running backs in the NFL. I mean, sorry, but that's just how it works.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. So once again, after that, did you have something else on that series? Or
we scored.
Yeah,
Hyde scored, but let's miss an extra point for fucking.
You're right.
Special teams, garbage. The only thing worse than the organization as a whole is our fucking special teams play over the first 2 weeks and the first 4 weeks of preseason. Special teams has been crap and garbage and trash.
My name's Amos Jones. I'm a football guy. What are you talking about? My special teams is crap. That's ridiculous.
12-3, and I'm thinking, fuck, we might have a shot here.
Amos Jones is at least the I don't know. I mean he's worse than Hugh. Let's be honest. Even Amos Jones is worse than Hugh. I was thinking maybe second worst
coach took a lot of heat. What's his name?
Yeah, I know Chris, what you're talking about. Tabor.
Yeah,
Tabor,
yeah.
But
we got
the football guy in here now.
In Cleveland.
I've been teaching ball since back in grammar school in Arkansas, and I just been doing this my whole life, and I just don't understand what's going on. Peppers, if he's gonna call fair catch, there can't be a guy 20 yards away. He's got to catch the ball and run it. And I've done told him, Jabril, you got to catch the ball and run it, and you didn't. And then I told the other guys, when you go down and the guy catches the ball and you're on the coverage team, you got to tackle them, but they didn't. And I told you, but nothing happened.
Apparently, the most important thing for Cleveland special teams is to block everybody in the back.
Oh my God, that was BBC. What is he doing there?
I don't know.
What was that? He just went right. The dude is directly in front of him, and he just goes up and just shoves him right in the back. I mean,
it wasn't as bad this week as it was
football.
last, but
5th grade football, they teach you. They teach you that. That's like the first thing. You can't push people in the back. I mean, good Lord. It doesn't make sense. Some of the stuff these guys do is like, what? Where did you learn how to play football? Well, I taught them how to play football. That's how. I said, you find a man, you hit him. It don't matter which way he's looking. You hit that boy. All right. So where were we after that? Okay, so then they went 3 and out again. So once again, defense stepping up.
Yeah, that was a 3rd and 1 when Ogunjobi got a sack.
Ogunjobi, bad dude. And the Browns got the ball at the 18-yard line. They put together another nice little drive here. Tyrod had a run for 7. Higgins catches a pass for 16. Njoku for 5. Hyde for 10. Chubb for 8. They get inside New Orleans territory, and they sputter again. And they have to settle for a 44-yard field goal, which Zane Gonzalez, what does he do there?
No problem. He's going to knock this through. I can kick field goals all day. Oh, no, missed it. Okay, fuck. 12-3 still.
You see, Zane, you kick it through the goalpost. You don't want to get it on either side of it. You kick it straight through the middle.
To Tyrod's credit, that Higgins for 15, he used the middle of the field much, much, much better today. Tyrod was completely super more comfortable than last week, by the way.
Super. Wait a second. That doesn't sound like a football term.
No.
Super more comfortable.
Yeah. Tyrod was so comfortable compared to last week. He used the middle of the field. I've got to give him credit for a couple of these throws where he was throwing across the middle.
You mean where the guys were so fucking wide open, not even Tyrod Taylor could miss them?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Well, Thank you for hitting those players, though. Like you've got to still throw it to them. Yeah, but that was part of that drive there. Yeah.
Yeah. So they get the ball back. It was like 14 minutes around there in the 4th quarter. Things are looking good. So we have a lead. Things are going well here.
12-3. Yeah.
12-3. We get down to 3rd down and 3 on that drive. Ogunjobi gets the sack, and then that's when the flag is on Kindred for illegal contact. It was tight end was running like an out and up route, and just runs into Kindred. It's one of those things that you see 1,000 times in the game, and half the times they call them, and half the times they don't. It's another one of those 50-50. Sometimes they call it, sometimes you don't. They call this one. The drive continues. Ended with Thomas getting a 2-yard touchdown catch to make the score 20-10.
12-10.
12. What did I say? 12-10. I meant. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. Then we get back-to-back punts, so nothing there. And with 5:52 in the 4th quarter, from the 30-yard line of our 30-yard line, Tyrod Taylor drops back after running play action. Gets a little bit of pressure, throws late to the middle of the field to David Njoku, and the ball is intercepted by Marcus Williams. I couldn't believe what I just saw.
Yeah, that's the easiest interception for a safety in the entire league.
Yes, it was late. You can't be late on that. When the pressure happened, Tyrod knew that he had that. If there would have been no pressure, Tyrod had that throw initially. Once the pressure happens and you're late, you just have to eat the ball. You have to throw it out of bounds,
you're fucked.
or whatever. You take that. You really don't want to take a sack or try to scramble to get out of there, but you cannot be late throwing over the middle, and that's what happened. And Williams gets a big interception, and we just said, "Well, here we go. We've dealt with this a million times. This is some Brownsy ass shit."
Brownsy as fuck.
Brownsy as fuck. So they have the ball on the Cleveland 18-yard line.
5 minutes to go.
Yeah, well, let's go. We're gonna go a little forward here a little bit to, I think it was 3:01. It was 1st down and goal from the Cleveland 6, where Michael Thomas, they throw up a little jump ball. He goes over Denzel Ward, and makes a hell of a catch. Denzel Ward once again is in good position.
Yep.
Sometimes you win some, you lose some. That one he lost, and then they turn around and get the 2-point conversion with Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, 18-12.
18-12, we go down, and we're pretty much thinking we don't have a chance in hell.
2:40 to go, and 2 timeouts, and Tyrod Taylor's your quarterback. I don't know. We're not going to score.
Might as well start getting your things together and walking to the car, because it's basically over at this point. We get all the way to a position where it ends up being 4th down and 5 at the 47-yard line of the Saints. And we're thinking definitely going to be a check down. I don't know if you were thinking that. That's what I was thinking. And next thing I know, Tyrod launches the ball in the air. This son of a bitch. Now he's going to go deep like this? You got to be fucking kidding me. And it was a beautiful, perfect pass. Nice arc on it. Callaway runs under it, and it looks like a 15-year vet getting his feet in. This is the lone guy on the team right now that can stretch the field, and Callaway does it. 47-yard touchdown at the most, just the most important time. And we're thinking, hey, baby, we got the lead. We're going to go up 19-18. Zane comes out. Zane Gonzalez. And
let's shank the extra point.
Shank Apocalypse. Yeah. Oh, dude, just straight up Shank City. 18-18. Hugh is beside himself, I imagine, at this point. Even if he had made it, the Saints still have an opportunity, because there is
116,
Well, yep, there's still time on the clock, and we know the things that Drew Brees can do. So they get the ball back, tied game, 2nd down and 2, and he hits Teddy Ginn for a huge 42-yard gain, which didn't make sense. It must have been a miscue. There's no reason for Teddy Ginn to be running that wide open in the middle of the field.
Yeah, in the middle of the field, 42 yards with, a minute to go.
Yep.
What the fuck happened? They go all the way down to the Browns 25. They have
and then they what?
I mean, now they can just work the fucking clock, and we're just sitting there going, Jesus Christ, what are you supposed to do? How do you give up that play on 2nd down? It's so frustrating.
No idea. Yeah, so with 21 seconds left, they kick a 44-yard field goal, and they go up 21-18. And once again, if you hadn't already packed your shit up and left, this is for sure the time that you're doing it. So 1/3 of the fans left. This is the second of that, the second third getting ready to walk to, and the other people are just trying to finish their beer. And we get the ball back. And then what does Tyrod do? He hits Landry for a big gain. I wrote down 25 yards, but I don't know exactly how much it was, but it was a solid gain.
25, yeah. Right
okay, and then Callaway gets 11, and it sets us up for Zane Gonzalez to come back. It's road to redemption, dude. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it's road to redemption. It's this redemption city.
52-yarder lined up. I'm going to nail this. We're going to OT.
Yes. It's Redemption City right here. You fucked up, but here it is, baby. It's your time, Zane. It's your time. What are you going to do?
I'm going to miss is what I'm going to do.
I'm going to because I yanked the other two to the left, I'm going to aim so far right. So far right that I may hit one of the, a fan off to sitting on the sidelines. You never know. And he missed so far right that it was hilarious. There was no reason. Zane Gonzalez, I mean, dear God, he must be the sickest man in America because nobody wants to lose. He just lost this for his team. I feel bad for the guy because nobody's got. I mean, he's got to be just absolutely kicking himself right now. But he's not going to have a job most likely when we come around next week.
Yeah, we got a game on Thursday.
Oh, God. We might have to keep Zane.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking find another kicker. Dude,
just bring
that's like amateur golfer shit. When I've been like, I golf like once a year and I've been hitting my drives left. I'm going to hit my next drive super far right because that's what you do.
Play your slice. Play your hook, You got to play it. And he did. And he played it too much.
Dude, come
Sign
on.
that little fucker that was here kicking behind him. The dude's like 4'11".
Yeah.
Bring him in. He'll be fine.
Our special teams is just so horrible.
Why would you say such a thing? I'm out here working as anybody.
Work. Like, I have to get up in the morning and go to work. Okay, yep. I have like a real job. We spend hours on this, and then I've got to watch a dude whose only job it is to kick it through the fucking goalposts and do it so poorly. And it's not like the loss is not entirely on him. Our offense sucks. But
terrible,
dude, you've got to kick it through there once in a while so that I can at least go like, all right, I can go to work tomorrow and know that, all right, everyone else is doing their work around me. It's so frustrating.
132-1.
132-1, and then we just keep spending hours and hours and hours on this podcast. I don't even want to do it.
Well, too bad. You're stuck, buddy. Dude, the Packers tied. This is a tie game. You're shitting me. There's another tie 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Packers, Vikings.
Yeah.
And what is this? I don't know if this is true. My buddy just texted me this. Vontae Davis retired at halftime for the Bills. You think it's bad in Cleveland? You think it's bad in Cleveland? Nobody's retiring at halftime. So there's that.
Retired at halftime is the best thing that I've ever heard of.
That's all you got to say. That should be our mantra. It's a road to redemption. At least we're not the Bills.
Yeah. Well, he's not surviving the season, apparently.
Yeah. So, okay. So we come back Thursday. My thinking is one more game like this for Tyrod and he's done. And people are going to look at Tyrod's stats. They're going to say he threw for 246 yards, 100 yards on the last two drives, 50 yards just throwing the ball up with a prayer. Hey, I mean, I'll take it. That was a great catch by Callaway, great throw by Tyrod, but it's not getting the job done. You have to be better. We have to be better at that position. And we have a better fucking dude sitting over there right now on the bench.
No. This organization does not deserve my Baker Mayfield out on the field. Okay? Baker can sit on the sideline for 16 games. We can go through all this stupid shit of Josh Gordon, we can't kick field goals. We got no wide receivers. Carlos Hyde can do 2.7 yards per carry. Tyrod can go out there and do whatever his average is, 7 yards a pass or whatever. That's it. Baker doesn't need to see the field.
How dare you?
Baker is a better quarterback than Tyrod. That's super simple. But this organization, no, you don't get to play him. Okay, I'm doing a 360 turnaround.
Dude, don't you know, this is the fucking savior story. After 3 games, Baker rose from the dead and took this organization back to the promised land. Don't you know the fucking story?
That's what's going to happen.
How dare you?
We're not throwing them out there with Hugh and Greg.
But that's what they're missing. It's not even like they're just not executing. It's not like I don't even think the players are bad. We have good players. They're just a little conservative. If they get out there and it was Baker and he could show that he could actually push the ball down the damn field, they're going to throw it down the field.
And then what are we going to do? Miss a bunch of field goals or?
Well, who cares? It doesn't matter. I mean, look, is it going to be fun? Even if the guy, if Baker takes him down and scores 6 touchdowns in one game like Mahomes did today, and they miss every single extra point, do you give a shit if they're missing field goals? No, because you're the whole time you're running around your house, you're going, "Fuck Baker, baby, we did it." You don't care. I don't care either. Like let's put the best players out there. And Tyrod's a nice guy. I mean,
this organization doesn't deserve Baker.
How dare you? I've had enough. You're fired. I'm firing. You can't quit because you're fired.
I'll retire at halftime next week. I mean, this is just crazy. There's no way we're putting Baker out there. Forget it. I don't even want to see him anymore.
Dude, football's getting wacky. It's getting so wacky. Unreal. I love it.
Wait, who's he going to throw to? Higgins? He's going to throw to Higgins on the outside? Oh, that'll be
Dude, it doesn't matter. That's the thing about Baker. It doesn't matter. He can take Higgins and make him look like a superstar. He's a stud. He's going to do it.
I would leave Baker on the bench until the owner sells the team.
That's the stipulation. That's what Dorsey's going. We're not playing him until you sell. Like, you're my GM, man. I can fire you. No, you can't.
You cannot. Yeah. That's it. Baker is the backup quarterback until Pontius Pilate Flying J is fucking out of here with this Josh Gordon. The organization of this team, the GM through the head coach, through the coordinators, is so dysfunctional that we might as well just start a Bills podcast.
Oh no. No, we did that 2 years ago. That when we came in, we tore the whole thing down. Sashi started a whole new rebuild. That was the Bills podcast. That's what it was like. We're coming up, man. Things are you got to forget. You're forgetting too quickly here that there are some really good young players, especially on defense. They're really getting that going. The offense is going to come around, especially when you got to get a playmaker or two. But when Baker gets in there, you're going to see things working a lot better. It's going to happen, dude. It's going to be a beautiful thing. And you're gonna look back at this and you're gonna be like, I can't believe there was one day back in September 16th, 2018, where I just wanted to make it all end and not be a Browns fan anymore.
Yeah.
And that's when I fucking took you, smacked you across the face and said, man up. Times are hard now, but times are going to be good. We're on the goddamn road to redemption. You can jump off with them other losers, go over there and hang out with Daryl Ryder and them other SOBs. But we're going to take this road, man. We're going to take this all the way to promised land. Baker's going to lead us there after this Thursday when they finally name him starting quarterback of your Cleveland Browns.
What a bunch of trash media, by the way. Talking about the second the Josh Gordon story came out that he was getting cut, all they did was talk about his substance issues. And then the Browns were like, no, it had nothing to do with substance issues. This is something else. And all they wrote about was that. And that what's happening from top down? Oh, we're going to trade him. We're going to cut him. We're going to the media is writing stories that are just contrived. Everyone's just making shit up. God damn it. And then we want to, let's put Baker Mayfield out there. Fuck that.
Dude, whatever. I'm done. We got to end this podcast. Your negativity is
I have no negativity.
It's terrible.
For our entire organization.
Yeah, I'd say so. Baker's our only hope.
To win
it's games? Like, help us, Obi-Wan. You're our only hope. Help us, Baker Mayfield. You're our only hope. Right now, I'm Princess Leia sending that message to you, Baker.
Yeah,
help us.
What are we looking forward to? 2019, 2020? Or do you think we can win games this year?
Yes. What are you talking? Dude, we just played the Steelers in New Orleans. And now you're sitting here moping around like the world's over.
I'm not moping at all.
We're 0-1-1. We should have won 2 games. We should be 2-0. Here's the thing. We got a terrible head coach. Everybody knows that, okay? Game 1, we lost based upon stupid ass shit that they did, okay? This game we lost because our kicker just can't make a goddamn kick. Those are fixable things. Very fixable. Like, you just got to get a coach in here knows that is going to be a great leader, and we have the players. This is not about players, man. We got good players, and we're just going to keep adding to it. This is a good foundation of you. Like, this is a good foundation of players. This is something to be excited about and get behind. And Baker Mayfield hasn't even played a snap, and we look this good.
Yeah,
barely.
I'm looking for Corbett stats, and I'm looking for Chad Thomas stats. And
yeah, but okay, once again, like
much there.
So what? That's every single draft. You're not going to hit on every single player, and Corbett is alignment. So we'll let that play out as it goes.
That's tongue in cheek. I'm just, Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. Did Chad Thomas was actually in the game today? Was he not?
I don't know. I don't see any recorded statistics, which I'm not surprised about.
He has snaps played. That's the only recorded statistics that you're going to get from Chad Thomas. Yes. So there's some.
That's the best he could do is just have a snap count. You're 2018 Cleveland Browns, everybody.
All right. You got anything else?
I do not.
All right. Let's end this bitch.
All right. We'll be back in 2 days. We got a guest in 2 days that will be announced in 2 days. And then we'll preview that Jets game that is mercifully like in 4 days. So that'll be
the final time you'll see Tyrod Taylor. That's my prediction. I'm just joking because you know damn well if it was me, it would already happen. But you know damn well he's gonna ride that one all the way to his grave when he's sleeping with the fishes, right? He's gonna ride that all the way out.
Yikes. All right. Twitter at STS Podcast. Our email is survivingtheseason@gmail.com. Patreon.com/STS Podcast. If you want to support this show, I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't have anything to do with that. But
well, especially when people are acting like they're gonna. Well, what if you just quit tomorrow? Now that you're giving up, this guy seems like a quitter. He could just quit at any moment. It's not even like they just put 3 years of this stuff together. He could just give it up.
Just hundreds of hours of podcasting and editing is just. I could just throw it all in the garbage for this fucking team right now. Thanks, Browns. I appreciate it. All right, Greg. #Road to Redemption, apparently. Tell them what we say.
Keep on surviving.